A long time ago, like Star Wars, in another galaxy, but here in San Diego, the superintendent at that time, Harry Weinberg, his assistant, Don Shelton, one of the assistant superintendents for the county, Ken Parker, Bill Haryu, Pet Precioso worked together to get the beginnings of a new way of looking at healthcare. I'm Lois Shive. I was a classroom teacher for a very long time. As a CTA member, I was a member of the board at the inception, and go back to 1993 all the way forward to November of 2007, and it was a pleasure to serve.
Lo and behold, we started VEBA from basically a napkin. To tell you how the issue of the word trust was so involved, the very first meeting when Harry called together all the superintendents, Harry said, "So Patrick, don't say trust." And I was like, okay, I could deal with that. Well, in my spiel to the superintendents, I said, at some point we have to trust. And when I said trust, it was almost like I got booed, and then I had to share with them. I mean, trust, like you and I trust each other, not trust. That gave me an idea of the hill we had to climb. And luckily, Harry put a lot of people on the committee to form VEBA who were willing to talk, who were willing to listen, and who were willing to see that this was a good idea.
We watched management and labor work together. We had to do a little bit of storming, forming and performing during that time, but it was wonderful, and we had the opportunity to make things better for all school employees.
It was a struggle in the beginning. Management had interesting questions. When I look at that room full of people, the only way you can tell the difference between labor and management should be, management usually wore ties, okay? But you could tell the difference between labor and management by their questions. Why are we doing this? And when they said, why are we doing this? It should have been an easy answer from them just to think it through. But from their perspective is, they're the protector of the funds. I understand that, okay? But it doesn't cost you anything to take a risk, okay? Nobody was, sticking money into a pot or whatever. We were just talking this through, trying to figure out, how to build a better mousetrap.
The initial meetings were over 8 hours in length. They were a lot of yelling, a lot of positioning, a lot of bargaining as the board was working out how they were going to take the world of labor and management and have them work effectively together. It was about the specifics of the individual, what they needed to be healthy, focusing in on the care that they needed. And I spent far more time with labor than I did management because the money aspects was easy. The care aspects were not. Favorite memory was seeing traditional opposite sides pull together when management realized the key to the financial equation was making the people healthier, keeping them out of the healthcare system by giving them more care, not less care. And then seeing how effectively they could begin to work together was really fascinating to watch the organization grow.
The first couple of boards I sat on, and George, they took risks way beyond their years. And it made it into what VEBA is today.
VEBA's about saving lives. VEBA's about the members, of taking people that are in difficult, challenging situations and providing resources at the right time. As long as VEBA is thriving.
There's a lot of people who get their health care through VEBA who wouldn't have what they have today if it wasn't for the ideas that George had and the risks that the VEBA board took because they believed in George.
If you're not taking risk, you're not pushing the system to evolve and change fast enough. But you need to take intelligent risk. We brought a lot of ideas that had never been tried before. And we said, we think this will work. Here's how it meets your objectives. Here's how much it's going to take the investment to do. And here's what happens if we were wrong. And the board said, do it. I view VEBA as equivalent to being a NASCAR team owner. And by that I mean Ron Mason, Hershadell, and I are master mechanics. We know our job very, very well. But if you bring us a clunker to work on, there's not much we're going to be able to do. You bring us the best racing car you can bring us and turn us loose on that car and say, make it the best it can be, we have something we can do. VEBA brought us the concept, the idea of what they wanted to do, and brought three master mechanics together and said, have loose at it, guys. And we really made it work. Nobody could keep up with us.
I refer to VEBA at home as my child. Is something that we created and has grown, has matured, and has moved on and done some great things. And I would, I'd love for our 50,000 members to get a snapshot of where we were in 1990 and where the healthcare world was and where they are today.
When I first started, we had 28 districts. We're now up to 65. I see us easily growing that past 100 in the next 2 years, 2 or 3 years probably. Over the 30 years, this hasn't been an easy journey. So we've had a bold and brave board who's always been willing to take that next step and that next innovation. And what I've always been so impressed with the board is these are volunteers. They have real jobs, real stressful jobs that consume more than full time, and yet they've had the same passion and same commitment to making sure, how do we make sure people have the best possible health care?
As a board member, it tends to be, oh, the board has decided something, but truly the work that goes in behind the scenes of the VEBA employees, our consultants, all of those folks, it's just a tremendous amount of analysis and research and hard work. And I think I can speak for the board on this to say thank you to all the employees, because it is a tremendous lift that they're taking on, and we very much appreciate it.
In every department, there's this deep feeling and understanding and caring for the members that we serve. Whether you're in operations or account management or VRC or communications, I hear this obsessiveness around how do we serve the members? How do we get them what they need? So it really is about understanding we're client service and we're here to make sure people can access their health care.
Hi. All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Star Kiekler, and I'm the Member Experience Manager at the VRC. And I'm Evelyn Amabioku. I am a district wellbeing consultant for California Schools VEBA.
I have the luxury of being that one-to-one with our members and being able to go home at the end of a long day where you just sometimes feel beat up and you're like, I made an impact in one person's life today, and that one person is gonna go out and spread that to maybe 30 kids tomorrow. And then those 30 kids go out to whoever they're engaged in. And it's like, to me, it's that ripple effect that makes the work that we do at the VRC so meaningful.
I absolutely love working with the districts and meeting them where they're at. Every single district that I work with, as well as their school sites, they all have their own goals. And I love being able to have those really integrated conversations with them, really draw what are their goals, what are they looking for, like figure out where they're at so that I can pair our resources and our carrier partner resources to help boost the experiences of their staff and their employees so that ultimately we have a full impact on well-being.
One of my favorite programs that we just launched back in September of 2022 is our behavioral health program. And that's been so exciting for me to see because that's truly where we get to meet our members, where they are and where they need our services. We know that there's a huge backup for members to get services through their carrier providers. So being able to offer a resource in the resource center where they may have a turnaround time of 24 to 72 hours to see a therapist is just an amazing resource that we've been able to offer. And the experiences that we've seen come through that program based off of our member surveys and based off of the feedback we're getting is just really, really exciting to see that we're making an impact and really living our mission.
And I believe VEBA is on track to make mental health care better for its members. And that's got to be a proud moment. And I think for the employees who work for VEBA, them seeing that there's this mental health program and VEBA just didn't walk away from it or ignore it. They decided to take it head on. There is no other group here that I'm aware of that is taking it head on.
The board wants equal quality benefits for everybody as a right. And they're getting closer to the causes and closer to what they can do about that to make a real difference to try to change the paradigm on the way care is given to all Americans.
When we started VEBA, I always thought some bigger organization at some point would come in and try and gobble VEBA up. And never happened. They've tried to destroy VEBA. They've tried to give us a bad name out in the communities. But VEBA's held their own. And I think, personally, I believe that VEBA has done a tremendous job of handling the healthcare issues of their members and being fair and level-headed as they do it.
With the right energy and the right backing, you really can do whatever you want to do. And I think VEBA will change healthcare. I think we have the tools, I think we have the resource, I think we have the leadership, and I think we're just getting started in where we're going.
Message to the board without getting emotional. I would say thank you for the opportunity and the career. Thank you for the education that you gave me that you got to put the people first. And if you put the people first, the rest will follow. I can be very, very proud of the work and the career I had because of the opportunity you gave me. And I wish that your members would understand the amount of work that you do on their behalf, and you do it selflessly, without compensation, without concern, because it's the right thing to do. And that's a powerful lesson to teach somebody, especially a recovering redneck from Arizona.
Happy 30 years, VEBA.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Are you done with us, Michael?
Cut. Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
I just woo-hooed us at the end.
I like that. Woohoo! Oh my
Maybe
gosh.
don't add that part in. They might be like, okay with the woo girls. I
kind of like the woohoo.
It sounds like you're done.
We're done.
Stop. High five. How'd they do?
I see what I
That's
heard.
it.
We have to talk for 25 minutes until I start sweating.
I love watching it.
I want to see the cut. Yeah, please don't.